Hi guys, and welcome back here to Drone Emotion, a channel where we do drone videos and where we cover the most recent and most relevant drone news. Today my friends, we're back here once again with a brand new video and with some really good news regarding the DJI Mavic 3. And that is because we have an update on the release date, and we just got confirmation of some really good news for the Mavic 3, and that is because it looks like it might not be delayed till next year, and the Mavic 3 could actually make its arrival in late 2021, guys. So stay tuned for today's video. We're going to be sharing with you the exact release date, what's going on, and what to expect for this new upcoming DJI Mavic 3. And also, before we start with today's video, if you're new to the channel, welcome here, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button, because in this channel we will always be the first ones to bring you the most recent and most relevant drone news. So if you want to keep up to date with the latest updates on whether it is the Mavic 3, Mini 3 or any future DJI drone releases, well guys, this is the place to come for that. And also, we're currently in the road to 10,000 subscribers. So if you're watching today's video and you're not subscribed to the channel yet, well, I invite you to go ahead and join the Drone Emotion family so you can help us get to that goal, which we're really not that far away from, guys, anymore. So with that being said, why don't we just go ahead and get started with this video, which is going to be a quite exciting one. Well, in the past few weeks, we've talked about how the Mavic 3 could have been delayed. In fact, we got confirmation by one of our sources that it looked like the Mavic 3 might not be releasing this year, and in fact it will be releasing in January of 2021. Now, in that video we said to you guys that the date and release of the Mavic 3 was subject to change. We told you that DJI could move the release date for an earlier date, or they could go ahead and delay it even a couple more months. But today we have some great news for all of you. Now, right now we know that worldwide there's a chip shortage going on. Now, a lot of people are wondering if that was the reason why the Mavic 3 was being delayed. But no, in fact, whenever DJI is developing a brand new product, they actually go ahead and beforehand they get all of the chips they need in order to begin production. So the chips for the Mavic 3 are not a big deal. It looks like what's going on right now is that DJI has not finalized the final Mavic 3 prototype, and it looks like that is what is driving this delay. We know that DJI is currently finalizing 3 prototypes and they're only going to be choosing one. Now, the final date for when this prototype is going to be done and finished, it looks like October the 15th will be when the final product, the final Mavic 3, is going to be done and it's going to be starting production. So that means DJI is going to be needing a couple months before they can actually release the drone, so they can make sure they have enough stock in order to satisfy all of their customers. Now, at that moment in time, we received confirmation that the release was for January of 2021, but we have some brand new information coming from not just one but multiple sources, and I can tell you these sources are really reliable, and they've been telling me some information in the past and they have proven to be quite reliable. So when will the Mavic 3 will be arriving? Well, I have some great news for all of you, and that is because it looks like the Mavic 3 might in fact be arriving this year. Now, originally the Mavic 3 was scheduled to be released late August, early September, but the drone got pushed back apparently to October, and from that was when after that we heard that the Mavic 3 was actually going to be released for 2021. But it looks like everything is changing, and that is because the Mavic 3 could in fact be arriving this year. Now, why are we saying this? Well, first thing that we have is that if you've been watching our previous videos on the Mavic 3, and most precisely if you watched our video where we talked about how the Mavic 2 Pro is literally out of stock everywhere. You cannot get it on the DJI store, Best Buy, Amazon. I mean, the Mavic 2 Pro is sold out everywhere. And also we talked in that video that in B&H actually has the Mavic 2 Pro as discontinued. Now, you can only get right now the Mavic 2 Pro with a combo which includes the smart controller. But aside from that, you cannot get this drone. Now, this is a huge signal that the Mavic 3 is around the corner and that its arrival could be imminent. So that is the first flag that we have confirming that the Mavic 3 could actually be arriving this year and not till January. And I mean, we've seen these previous patterns with previous drones such as the original Mavic Air. We saw that it got sold out in pretty much every store, and then a couple months later the Mavic Air 2 was released, and it looks like the story might repeat itself once again. And that is not the only thing that confirms to us that the Mavic 3 will be arriving, and that is because, as I already mentioned, two different sources have confirmed to me that the Mavic 3 will actually be arriving this year. In fact, I got confirmation from one of them that the arrival will be in November. Now, is this 100% confirmed, and will the Mavic 3 actually arrive exactly in November? Obviously, it is subject to change, as we have been saying to you guys here for the past months. But what I can tell you is that they are a very reliable source, and the probabilities of that happening are quite high. Now, could it actually be happening a little bit earlier or a bit later? Of course, that can always happen with every DJI product. We know that DJI can move their release dates multiple times if they wanted to do so. But right now it looks like the Mavic 3 release date is not scheduled to be for January, but rather for November. So let's keep our fingers crossed that the production of the Mavic 3 can start extremely soon and they can work 100% so that they can have this drone ready before the year ends. And also we have confirmation that it looks like DJI will not be releasing any more new drones this year except for the Mavic 3. So I mean, I think this is something to think about, guys, and some really good news, I would say, because it looks like the Mavic 3 will make its arrival this year and we're not going to be having to wait a couple extra months till 2022. So let me know down in the comment section down below, are you excited for the Mavic 3? Did you want it to be released this year, or did you actually want it to be released later in 2022? But if you ask me, I'm extremely excited. I'm really pumped for this new release for DJI, and I think it's going to have some great success. If you missed out on our last video where we talk about the camera specs and how big the sensor is going to be, make sure you check that video out. We posted on the channel and it's extremely exciting, and I'm going to give you a hint. It might have the same sensor as the Inspire 2, so make sure you check that video out. I'm pretty sure you're going to like it, guys. So that's all that I have for you today. I think we have some great news. Mavic 3 could be arriving, in fact, this year. Thanks so much for watching, guys. This is Drone Emotion signing out.